We broke the news this morning, and we've been covering everything that has unfolded over the past 12 hours. This story has been developing all day and all over Oakland. Before dawn, FBI agents raided the Maiden Lane home of Mayor Sheng Tao. Other agents, including from the IRS, raided the Embarcadero offices of California Waste Solutions. The FBI also raided 2 homes on Viewcrest Court and Skyline Boulevard, linked to the Duong family, which runs California Waste Solutions, a major garbage vendor. We have team coverage from reporters spread out throughout Oakland to help you understand the possible link between all of these people and places.
ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard is at Oakland City Hall, where the council is meeting right now to discuss the political reaction to all of this. ABC 7 News reporter Unser Hassan joins us live with a focus on the Duong family, talking trash and the power and the money that goes with it. But let's get started here with ABC 7 News I-Team reporter Dan Noyes.
Yes, he joins us here in studio to explain what we know so far, Dan.
Well, Amma and Dan, the FBI confirmed only that they carried out, quote, a court-authorized law enforcement activity at the mayor's home. But that was not the only stop for agents today. More than a dozen FBI agents emerged from Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao's house after 4 hours inside. They carried boxes, plastic tubs, and trash bags and left without comment. Witnesses heard a ruckus before 6 a.m. today.
About 6 o'clock this morning, I heard a male voice yelling to open the door, open the door.
Nina Medina happened to be staying in the neighborhood with friends. She's president of the National Latino Peace Officers Association, here for a meeting with the new Oakland police chief.
The federal government doesn't force or obtain warrants into one's residence without probable cause. And when it rises, in my experience, to the level of the federal government, you're talking about some significant issues.
Once the FBI left, I went to Tao's door to check reports that had been kicked in or rammed through. There was no damage to the door or sill. Later, Mayor Tao's partner and father of her 2 children, Andre Jones, emerged with a bag and refused to comment before he left. Law enforcement sources tell me this is a public corruption case with the FBI, IRS, and U.S. Postal Service working together. Agents hit several locations, including the offices of California Waste Solutions. We spotted IRS investigators there and saw these agents leaving with boxes of evidence late in the day. The company was started by David and Victor Duong, who were under investigation by the Public Ethics Commission for funneling money through straw donors to council members, a story first reported by Oaklandside in 2020. Sheng Tao allegedly received some of that money. She also traveled with the Duong brothers who funded the trade mission to Vietnam last summer. All this in a week with her recall being approved for a vote.
Oakland is in crisis. The mayor's office is in crisis.
Sam Singer has guided political campaigns and corporations through various types of crisis. He says the future does not look bright.
In the last 24 hours, 40,000 voters turned in signatures to have the mayor recalled. This morning, she wakes up and the FBI is knocking her door down. I don't see how she overcomes this. It's likely that she will wind up having to resign.
It has been a tough week for the mayor with that recall being approved for a vote. We reached out to her office and have not received any sort of comment. She canceled an appearance at a news conference this morning. It will be interesting to see when and how she makes her first appearance in public facing this investigation. Amma?
All right, Dan, thank you so much for a look at that insight. Now, our team has been trying to hear from the city about everything that happened today. New at 6, ABC 7 News reporter Cornell Bernard has a reaction from an Oakland City Council member.
Andre, do you have anything to say?
Mayor Sheng Tao's partner, Andre Jones, had nothing to say as he left Oakland City Hall Thursday following a raid by federal agents at the Oakland home they share and other locations. The news sending shockwaves through the halls of Oakland City Hall, where we were told the mayor's office was temporarily closed for the day. The doors to Mayor Tao's office were locked. Oakland City Council member Carol Fife had this to say following a closed-door council session.
What are next steps regarding the mayor and her alleged involvement in this federal raid?
Thank you for saying alleged. We don't know what's going on. This is not something that the council was briefed on, that the Oakland Police Department told us about. I don't think that they were involved, so I have very little to say because we have very little information.
Vice Mayor Rebecca Kaplan addressing the rumor her home was also raided, posting on X, "Nope, not true." The campaign to recall Mayor Tao is demanding that she resign immediately due to the FBI raid. In a statement, the campaign said, while the FBI raid does not prove her guilt in the ongoing investigation, we already have multiple smoking guns indicating Tao's lack of fitness for public office. Oakland Chinatown community leader Carl Chan is upset to hear about the FBI raid and worries it pulls focus from more pressing issues facing the city.
I always suggesting and telling many elected officials, when you are serving as a public servant, you have to be very extremely careful how you are dealing with the public trust.
We made several attempts to reach out to Mayor Tao and her staff, but no response today. In Oakland, Cornell Bernard, ABC 7 News.
Federal agents raided several other homes today, including 2 linked to the Duong family, owners of California Waste Solutions. ABC 7 News reporter Anza Hassan joins us live from Skyline Boulevard and a home there. He's been there all day gathering information about who lives there. Anza?
Yeah, Dan, good afternoon, good evening. The investigation here ended more than an hour ago. We saw investigators leave with at least 10 to 15 boxes, 3 computers. They wouldn't tell us what they found, but we do know that U.S. postal inspectors are often involved in financial fraud investigations. Just after 4:30 p.m., U.S. postal inspectors wrapped up their investigation at David Duong's home in the Oakland Hills. No comment on the content of the evidence they found, but it did end an almost 10-hour investigation.
I think anyone who's been around Oakland politics for a while knows about the Duong family. They're very involved. They're prolific donators to candidates who run for council, who run for mayor, Alameda County officials as well.
Justin Burton served in former Oakland Mayor Libby Schaaf's office and worked with then City Council member Sheng Tao. He's concerned about a business trip she took as mayor to Vietnam, which he says was paid for by the Duong family. Burton says that may have been a political risk.
The people who are impacted most by today's news are Oakland's residents. They need to know that their mayor is not at the center of a federal public corruption scandal. And if she is part of this investigation, and we don't know all the facts right now, she needs to let her residents know that she's not going to be distracted, and this is a matter amongst attorneys.
Earlier in the day, the FBI raided the home of Duong's son, Andy, who lives a few miles away.
I started hearing, this is the FBI, open up, come out with your hands up.
This neighbor, who didn't want to be identified, said she heard FBI agents saying they were delivering a federal warrant. Around 11 a.m., the FBI inspected a Mercedes-Benz registered to Andy Duong, parked outside of this house. 20 minutes later, an unidentified couple was seen leaving in that SUV. Investigators say no one has been home all day and that no arrests have been made. It is still very early in this investigation. Officials say it could be a few days before they have an update. Reporting live, Ansar Hassan, ABC 7 News.
All right, Ansar, thank you.
And ABC 7 News insider Phil Mateer joins us now live in studio. Phil, you were out there this morning when the raids first began. I mean, the FBI raided the home and office of a major recycler that does business in Oakland, the mayor's home. What is this all about?
Well, if we take a look at the initials involved, the FBI, the IRS, and the U.S. Postal Service, that points in the direction of financial questions. Sure. We're not talking about guns, we're not talking about drugs, we're talking about that sort of situation. It's not unusual. We have a company here that is doing business with the city. They have an exclusive contract for the curbside recycling. It was given to them under a bit of controversy years and years ago. There have since been questions raised, as Dan Noyes put out recently earlier in the broadcast. What we have here is a relationship question between the mayor and this company. Will we get quick answers? Likely not. That's not the way the feds move. The feds move slowly and methodically, but in this case, rather publicly. Showing up at the mayor's door at 5 o'clock in the morning is sending a message pretty loud and clear.
Let's talk about sending a message. Just yesterday, we were talking about how the effort to recall Mayor Sheng Tao went another step yesterday, calling for her to just resign.
Right.
How is this going to affect that effort? They were already at her house today.
That's a decision the mayor's going to have to make. She has to take a look at the entire situation.
But this will only add fuel to the fire.
Absolutely. What it does is, no matter what the outcome of this, innocence or whatever, you are innocent in the eyes of the law until proven guilty. But in the court of public opinion, if the FBI shows up at your door, a cloud descends upon you. And between now and when she's facing that recall election, this is not going to be resolved. She is going to be constantly under investigation, whether anything happens or not. And the feds showed that. They did this much the same in San Francisco. We just finished up a couple of years of corruption investigations, scandals, and convictions that included people at department heads having questionable relationships with companies that the city had contracts with. So here we go again. Whether if you're cleared, it's not going to be it's not going to be anytime soon.
What does it mean for the city of Oakland? Because City Hall was raided too.
This is it's very bad timing for the city of Oakland. We had the mass shooting yesterday in Oakland, ongoing problems with crime. We have a budget deficit that is looming that is quite large. There are a number of areas where Oakland really needs leadership and decisive action, and this is just going to further cloud it. And it's not just Oakland. Also, we're having a recall of the Alameda County District Attorney on top of this. But this is Oakland. It becomes more than political. It becomes actually running the city. I cannot remember the last time a mayor, sitting mayor, had their house raided by the FBI.
Right. Okay. Much more to come, obviously. This came out of the blue as a bombshell for most people today. Thank you, Phil, very much.
And it's clearly an ongoing investigation, so we will be staying on it. Stay with ABC 7 News to learn the latest about what's happening with the mayor and how it will affect the city of Oakland. We'll continue to update ABC7news.com and the ABC 7 Bay Area app.